As the Valley of the Golden Mummies is a huge burial site at Al-Bahariya Oasis in the western desert of Egypt, discovered in 1996. 250 mummies dating to several different periods in the history were found here in Al-Wahat Al-Bahariya. The site dates to the Greco-Roman Egypt, where the ruin of a temple to Alexander the Great can be found. It is believed by some Egyptologists that the Greek conqueror passed through Bahariya while returning from the oracle of Ammon at Siwa Oasis. Excavations of the Greco-Roman necropolis, known as the Valley of the Golden Mummies, began in 1996. To be speaking more about this discovery and other archaeological sites here at Al-Wahat Al-Bahariya, we are honored to be having with us today on Nile Cruise Mohamed Omar, the Monuments Inspector, and Isam Abd Sattar, the Monuments Inspectors at Al-Wahat Al-Bahariya. Thank you very much for being with us today.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Bahariya.
Welcome with us, and before I ask you, it's worth mentioning also that Wahat is not only just about the Valley of the Golden Mummies.
Yes.
We have also with it as well, we have 6th dynasty and all kingdom burials, we have pre-dynastic monuments, we have Middle Kingdom, and of course the 26th dynasty, the Libyan dynasty as well, in addition of course to monuments dating to the time of Alexander the Great, and then the Valley of the Golden Mummies, which is a Greco-Roman or a Roman burial place. But now before we start talking about the Valley of the Golden Mummies, which my colleague mentioned, Ahmed, I'd like first to start by the importance of the Wahat, or this or Wahat as it was called in ancient Egypt, the importance of it in antiquity.
So at first we speak about the first time mentioned to Bahariya, which is in the historic time. The Bahariya mentioned in 6th dynasty at first in Kharkhof. Kharkhof, he written it in his tomb in Aswan about he crossed a caravan road about oasis. And after that, that's and located oasis in western desert. That's the first time, and after that, the Middle Kingdom. We have text about Bahariya. It's the name Jets, like you say. And after that, in Hyksos period, they mention about Bahariya, the king Camus, king of Hyksos. He sent a messenger to King
the Nubian. Yes.
King Yubi sent a messenger to King of Kush to attack Egypt from south and cross from the oasis, the Bahariya oasis.
Yes.
So and after that, in the prosperity of Bahariya in dynasty in dynasty 18 dynasty, this we have a governor in Bahariya and tombs of the governor, and the king of King Thutmose III, he appointing the governor in Bahariya, and also in 26th dynasty, the Bahariya has become very famous in this time because we have a lot of tombs is come back to 26th dynasty. And also in Roman time, Alexander Greek time, we know that's only the temple of Alexander here in Bahariya, in Egypt, in all of Egypt. So Bahariya is very rich from the old kingdom and until Roman time, and after that, dynasty 26 is new kingdom also.
So what about Alexander the Great? Because he mentioned Alexander the Great that he has a special museum here in Al-Wahat. What does it include?
Yes, this temple is considered the only monument that bears the name of Alexander the Great. This Ptolemaic king visited, as we know, visited Siwa in his famous journey to the temple of Oracle, temple of God Amun. And while his journey back, he passed through Bahariya. So he ordered to build this temple, which, as I said, is the only monument in the western desert bears the name of Alexander. Alexander, by building this temple, wanted to be close to the heart of the Egyptian. And the closest thing to the hearts of the Egyptian is religion. And still, till nowadays, is religion. So he wanted to show himself as a savior, saved Egypt and saved the Egyptians from Persian invasion.
Yes.
Not as a conqueror or as a occupier. He wanted to show himself as a savior and a peaceful man. He worshipped and honored the Egyptian gods. He dressed as Egyptian kings. He visited their temples. He Yes, of course. And offer gifts and offerings to the Egyptian gods. So it was a very important thing to have such a temple bearing the name of Alexander in Egypt.
Yes.
And also to ensure the loyalty of Egyptian. So he offerings to the Egyptian gods.
He wanted to be friends with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely, the Oasis is rich in its archaeological sites. And I'm deeply interested in the tombs, especially the colorful ones. So who would like to talk to us about especially the tombs of Benintio and his son? Who would like to talk to us about that? Because it's so beautiful.
Here in Bahariya, we have a site called Qasr Slim. In 1938, beginning of work of Dr. Ahmed Fakhri. Dr. Ahmed Fakhri is a famous archaeologist, Egyptian archaeologist. Spent 7 years of his life here working in Bahariya. In 1938, he discovered this important site, and he found 2 tombs, individual tombs. One belongs to Jid Amon Eyof Ankh, which his title was Overseer of the Merchants. And another one belonging to his son Benintio. In these tombs, we found a very beautiful and very rich decorated walls with the fresh colors as it was painted in soon. We have many scenes in this tomb, especially tomb of Benintio. We have the famous scene of mummification, the process of mummification. We have the famous scene of journey of the moon and journey of the sun. In these tombs, especially in Benintio's tomb, we find a very beautiful and very interesting scenes, such as the mummification scene, process of mummification, and trip of the moon, trip of the sun. Also, the scene of judgment and weighing the heart of the deceased. The colors are very fresh, is fresh, as if it was painted yesterday. We can say yesterday.
Yes. So what about the other archaeological sites here in Al-Wahat, Al-Bahariya that you can speak to us more about it?
We have here in Al-Qasr Al-Qadim this chapel of Wahib Bra.
Yes.
And also Al-Maftilla temple and Alexander temple, we mentioned about it. And we have a tomb of Amenhotep Hawi. This is 18th dynasty. This is the governorate of Bahariya in this time. And also we have in Mandisha and in Zabo and in Al-Harra, we have place of Fama. Fama, we call it Fama.
Yes.
It's Romanic. And also in Ain al-Zawiya.
And they belong to different eras and to
yes,
the pharaohs and to the
we have Pharaonic and Roman,
yes.
and different era.
So a variety of monuments and archaeological sites too.
Yes.
Well, I'm also interested in the digs because both of you are working in the digs. So would each of you share with us a new news or some of the adventures you've had or a place that you really like that you worked on?
For me, I worked in Al-Qasr Al-Qadim. We call it Al-Qasr Al-Qadim. It's famous by Abushti. And I worked in temple. We tried to discover the temple of Wahib Bra in 26th dynasty. And we discovered around 3 rooms without roof. And also some walls is painting also. And we discovered funeral stela. It's a drawing by Amenhotep II. He banished the slave, and right in front of him Mri Neb, Mri Set Neb Wahat. That's mean the lover Set, master of Wahat. So, and also we're discovering a small statue around 20 centimeters from metals. So, like this, and we want to continue, but maybe in the future, because now it's stopped to excavate.
It takes time and it needs money and technology. It's a lot of work.
But it's a very interesting place for me.
What about you?
For me, it was the year 2009, beginning of work in Ain al-Zawiya at Al-Harra village. This was my first work, my first excavation. So it was a very interesting experience. One day while I was working in one of the tombs, by the way, we discovered 14 tombs in this site. Wow. Yeah. While I was working in one of the tombs, I found a mask, a plaster mask. Wow. Yes, I was working with trowel and brush. I started to unearth it. Suddenly, I found a whole body. So it wasn't only a mask.
A mummy.
A mummy. After some time, when I finished, I exposed a mummy of a lady. It wasn't tall, about 97 centimeters. It was a coffin, a human coffin, contains inside the body of this woman or this lady, holding a kerchief in her hand and wearing the Roman dress. Beautiful Roman dress, and also represented the earrings of her and the jewelers that she usually wear.
Yes.
So it was a very interesting experience, and
this is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. The sensation while you take something from the ground to expose a secret of history, to add to history of Bahrain. This was excellent. Interesting experience.
And for you, because for me it's first time, or for Mohamed also, so that's you enjoy it by it. You enjoy it by this new excavation, and you start to dig and bring something from underground. It's very nice for us.
Yes. Are there any ongoing projects here in Al-Bahrain Oasis to be discovering more statues as you did?
Unfortunately, now the work is stopped because of some problems. But in the future, we hope to do more scientific excavation and to extract more things and to expose more secrets. Bahrain, we called it, the lands of Bahrain, we called it a virgin land. Didn't expose all its secrets and all its treasures. So in the future, we hope to have more excavations and to have more work. And I'm totally sure, 100% sure, that in Bahrain we will find more and more interesting things.
Under the sands, all hidden treasures. Now, Ahmed, at the beginning of the segment, he introduced you, he mentioned the Valley of the Golden Mummies. I know that it's not yet fully excavated after the discovery, it's still under the sand, but the importance of such a discovery with all these amounts of gilded mummies, because people, when they say the Valley of the Golden Mummies, they think that it's gold. So I'd like you to correct the concept and tell them what is it, and what is a cartonnage mask, and what is a Greco-Roman mummy, please?
So in Valley of the Golden Mummies, we discover around 2,050 mummies, like Mr. Ahmed said. 250.
Yeah. But there are more, you say.
So this tomb is families here in this. We call it necropolis.
Necropolis.
Yeah, necropolis. Yeah. And the families, they buried, like when you start to enter to the tomb, you see places, every family inside it. Father
like were they rooms or everyone beside the other?
No. This is not rooms. This like mastaba. We call it mastaba.
Mastaba, benches, yes.
Yeah. So families is buried inside. So we have around maybe about 15 families inside. Yeah. So and some of them, not all decorated. Yeah, some of them decorated by courtinage, like you say, and the golden mask. And we know the history of these mummies from the coins. We found some coins, and also we know how they did. We make some X-ray to it to know why all this number of mummies did in this the same time or this. So we find maybe they told us maybe the cholera disease have.
Also, they all died at the same time, more or less?
Yeah. So maybe the cholera is
like a plague, yeah.
Yeah, in the area in this time. So all the mummies died in this time.
I would like also to add that in these mummies we have 3 types of mummies. One is the richest one. The mask, the chest, the head is all gilded.
Yeah.
Yes, painted with gold.
Gold. Yeah.
Yes. The second type only with plaster. Plaster over the face and the head and the chest. The third type is the mummy was wrapped only with linen, according to the fortune and the welfare of the deceased person.
Yes,
So actually, we need to talk a lot about it, but unfortunately, we have to thank you very much.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much, Mr. Mohamed Omar, and thank you very much, Mr. Aissam Abdel-Sattar. Thank you very
You're
much for
welcome,
this
you're welcome.
interview.
It was a pleasure to be with you today.
and we will be going out for a quick break, so stay tuned with Nile Cruise.